Hey everyone, pumpkin spice must flow, am I right? Went to go get the pumpkin spiced iced chai, but the Starbucks that I went to was in a Target because I had to get a couple odds and ends, and they were out of chai, so I ended up just getting the regular pumpkin spice latte, which is the first one of the regular ones I've had all year, but pumpkin spice must flow, man. Addicted to that shit. So, I promise that I am getting together some materials for some non-unboxing videos. I have two in mind that I want to do. I was going to do one about the shitty experience I had at Raleigh GalaxyCon. I'm probably not going to do that. I ended up just filing a Better Business Bureau complaint against them and nothing came of it, so whatever. It is what it is. But I do have two things I'm unboxing here. One is the Severin order from the summer sale that happened way back in June. I'm recording this in September. So it took a while for that to get here, so I'm going to unbox that. And then every year, as some of you might know, I go to Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando. This will be the 5th year that I go. It's the first year I'm going alone because I'm single this year. In fact, the last time I ever saw my ex-fiancée in person was when we went on the trip last year in September. So anyway, so, you know, I'm going alone this year. I know never go alone is one of the taglines, but, you know, I had no other options at the current time and place. But when I travel by plane, I don't like to check luggage because I'm paranoid that it'll get lost and I'll be up shit's creek. Like even like years and years ago when I went to Europe for 2 weeks, all I took was a carry-on and a backpack, and that was only possible because I was staying with friends in the Netherlands at the time, and so I could do laundry at their place. Otherwise, that 2 weeks on a carry-on wasn't going to cut it. But otherwise, I was able to do all that. But because of the just taking the carry-on and the limited space for merchandise and trinkets and souvenirs and whatever, what I usually do is I go on Universal's web store, and whatever I want that's for sale of new Halloween Horror Nights merch, I buy it online first before I go to the event. And that way, when I'm actually at the event, if they have things that, like items that weren't on the website or were sold out from the website, then I can get those there, and I'm not loading up my carry-on with all of the other shit that I want that I could have bought online. And sometimes I'll find things on the website that I want, and when I'm actually in the park, they don't have them. The little boo sipper that I got last year, when I actually went to the park, I didn't see them, but I got one on the website earlier. Then there was the weird case of the denim jacket 2 years ago, where they didn't have it on the website. They were sold out when I got there. But back when my ex-fiancée still cared about me somewhat, she had called Universal's like customer service line, and they were able to just pull one out when they had one in stock and ship it to me. So that's how I got that one. I did make one order earlier before they put a bunch of the merch on for something I really wanted, so I already have that, which is the little boo. They said it was a throw pillow, but to me, this is a pumpkin throw pillow. It's like flat, it's kind of useless, but I still liked it anyway. This is more just like a plush version of Little Boo, who himself is a tiny little jack-o'-lantern. This is basically just a plush Little Boo. I wouldn't even call this a throw pillow. This is like a plushie. But I love this. This is so cute. I love Little Boo. So, I'm going to unbox the Severin stuff, and then I'm going to unbox the Halloween Horror Nights stuff that I got prior to the event, because I'm not going to Halloween Horror Nights for another week or so from when I'm recording those. So, first and foremost, Severin. And I've pre-scored the boxes to make it easier to open them on camera. Oh, Severin. The packing peanuts. You're still going with the packing peanuts, which I'm picking up so that Carl, my cat, does not, like, choke on them. He probably wouldn't. He'd probably just bat them around. We should probably test that, too, and see. But yeah, so packing peanuts. Just trying to get all of these out of the way so I can actually get to the things that I ordered. Okay. First off, stupid thing I ordered. A Severin glow-in-the-dark pin. The only reason I ordered this is because I was like $3 away from free shipping, and this was like $3.50. Otherwise, I do have a lot of pins on that I put on this denim vest that I have on a mannequin that I got from a closing JCPenney. I got the idea from my local Alamo Draft House. I've probably talked about this before, but my local Alamo Draft House, back when Alamo still owned Mondo, they had like a mannequin bust with like a mask on, like a werewolf mask, and a denim vest, and they put the pins that they were selling on the denim vest so you could see what they look like, and then they'd go, Carl is batting around one of the peanuts I gotta take from him. And so that's where I got the idea to do the same thing with the different pins that I'd get from like Disney and Universal and stuff, as well as like random stuff like this. So I'm running out of room on that vest unless I go to like the back of it, but I have it kind of in the corner of my office, so you can't really see it anyway. But yeah, I just got this to qualify for free shipping because a $3.50 pin was cheaper than paying for shipping. Blu-rays. So first thing I got, I only actually got two things, was the copy of Frank Henenlotter's Bad Biology, which you probably can't tell from here, but it's like a book case almost. I don't know if it's like a media book because I've never bought a media book before, but it's like a book kind of well, case. I've already said it, but this was the last movie to date that Frank Henenlotter has made. I don't know why he hasn't made anything since, aside from maybe he can't get the funding for it. And I've never seen it, but I've seen everything else he's done. I'm a huge fan of Frankenhooker. I think Brain Damage is cool too. Not as big a fan as Basket Case. No, that's true. I haven't seen the Basket Case sequels. I've never seen Basket Case 2 or 3. But I'm not as big a fan of Basket Case, but Brain Damage is fun, and I really, really love Frankenhooker. That's my favorite of his films. And this one I've heard is probably his worst, but since it had been like out of print, and I don't think it's ever been on Blu-ray, and I think this is also a 4K. Yeah, this is a 4K as well as a Blu-ray. So I just wanted to get it. So extras on here. This is a 4K restoration here. And this was the first film he made since Frankenhooker. He had Frankenhooker, and then he waited like 15, 17 years or something. 17 actually says on the back. And then he waited 17 years to make this, and then he hasn't made anything since. But yeah, I know this is very absurd and darkly comic, and it's about like a woman who either has a lot of clitori, or has like orgasms easily or something. I don't know. But yeah, I've heard it's messed up, but in the humorous, fun way that Henenlotter's movies are. So it's from 2008, it's 84 minutes, and let's see, there's a commentary with Frank Henenlotter, and then the DP, and then one of the actors, and then there's an archival commentary with Henenlotter and a producer. And then the Blu-ray has interviews with Henenlotter, producer, production coordinator, director of photography, a retired detective, David Henenlotter, so I assume that's Frank's brother, and a production manager. And then there is what it says here is a brief, completely off-kilter interview with the elusive Miss Danielson and a basketball. Okay. See, a conversation between Nick Deeg and Anthony Sneed, an interview with the makeup effects artist, behind the scenes of the movie, a photographer running around the director's apartment filming guys make their O-face. Sure. Let's see, there is a short film called Suck from Anthony Sneed. There is a music video by the producer, who I think is also the screenwriter here, Ari the Rugged Man. Image gallery, publicity pics, behind-the-scenes shots, video covers, and other stuff. And I know there's like a book with like essays and photos in here as well. So, looking forward to checking that out. My expectations are low for the movie, because I've heard it's not particularly good, but it might still be up my alley. And then the big one is, every year during the Severin sale, they usually have some movie that they put out with a slipcover that runs afoul of copyright laws. Most famously, Cruel Jaws being released with a slipcover that has Jaws 5 on it, which has been rumored to be the reason that Universal pulled the license for Drop Dead Fred, and which is why that was going to be a Severin release and ended up getting released by Vinegar Syndrome instead. But they've also done a Night Killer with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 slipcover. They've done Beyond Darkness as like Evil Dead 5. They've done a bunch of these. Like of course, Shocking Dark with the Terminator 2 slipcover. And so this is a movie called The Last Horror Show, or The Last Horror Film, rather. And because it stars Joe Spinell as a serial killer, and because there is a famous horror movie with Joe Spinell as a serial killer called Maniac, this one has Maniac 2 Love to Kill, even though it has no canonical connection with Maniac. So this is the front of the slip. It's more of a slip box than a slip cover, because as you can see from the side, it's got the Blu-ray or the 4K, and then there's like a big old book of essays and stuff in there. And this is the back of the thing. And I usually don't open up the plastic or the cellophane when I do these unboxings to go like full deep into everything, but since I like to say what the extras are and things, and the extras aren't on here, I have to, so back in a second. Welcome back. So this is the big-ass chunky book that comes in the Last Horror Show, Last Horror Film. What are they calling it? The Last Horror Film set. It is, yeah, it's got some interviews and some essays, and it's a nice, like, gloss cover there. I kind of prefer matte to gloss, but big old chunky stuff. Obviously not going to show the whole thing, but yeah, so big old book of things. Let's see, there's, yeah, it's like a whole history of the production, and it's basically like, even though it's a short size, it's pretty much a book, not even a booklet, it is a book. Kind of similar to, there's a really cool mini hardcover book in the Second Sight Dawn of the Dead 4K set that it's off camera here, but I kind of keep it in my living room as a little trophy there. And that had a lot of really cool stuff. It also had like a comic book adaptation. But this is what the looks like proper. I think I can show this because nipples are being covered by film strips here. But this is what the 4K looks like there. And that's what the back of it looks like there. So extras that we have on this one. Movie's 87 minutes from 1982, so it's a year older than I am. Region-free. I didn't check if this was region-free, by the way. This is also region-free. I might open this too, because why not? I'm doing stuff. So on the 4K UHD, there's an audio commentary with actress Caroline Munro and Fright Fest's Alan Jones. There's also an audio commentary with Joe Spinell's assistant, Luke Walter. That should be interesting. And then on the Blu-ray, there is a featurette where a person called Sal Surchia is remembering Joe Spinell. There's an illustrated archival audio interview with producer Judd Hamilton, plus an all-new producer's cut. I don't know if that's of the movie or something else. And then there are locations being visited by Michael Gingold and Severin Films' David Gregory. David Gregory is the owner, CEO of Severin. Michael Gingold, he does a lot of the on-location extras on a bunch of different Blu-rays for a bunch of different labels, and he's always pretty cool. He also has, there's these two really cool hardcover books that are just like clippings that he saved of newspaper advertisements for movies in the 80s and 90s, horror movies. I think he also has one that's of sci-fi movies, but I only have the 2 volumes of the horror movies, and those are really cool time capsules. So yeah, that is the Last Horror Film with the copyright infringing slip box. Nobody tell the Maniac guy there. And I might as well open up Bad Biology. So back in a second with that. Okay, so that's what Bad Biology looks like without the thing on it. So, alright, so on the inside there is a little envelope that has a disc in it. I really hate that way of storing discs because I always feel it's going to get scratched when you slide it in and out. So I'm not a big fan of that. I do have some extra just blank Blu-ray cases that I bought from Amazon back when my Canadian import of Infinity Pool came in a little cracked. And by the way, I've gotten actually I have it over here. Not an unboxing, but a little extra. But recently there was a US release of the uncut version of Infinity Pool on Steelbook, so I double dipped. Mainly because this has extras, and the Canadian one was bare bones, and this is a 4K, and the Canadian one was only a Blu-ray. But yeah, just so you can see, I did buy the Infinity Pool uncut Steelbook in 4K as well, because that's still my favorite movie of 2023 so far. So you got a disc in an envelope on the front cover, and a disc in the envelope on the back. So I assume the 4K is one, the Blu-ray is another. But again, Not a fan of the envelope situation, so I'll probably just put those in different cases. And then the rest of this is just a book. And flipping through the book, there are a bunch of pictures I cannot show you on YouTube because they're of various fake genitalia. But it looks like the booklet is almost exclusively photos, production photos, pre-production photos. Well, I can show you this page. This is fine. But yeah, it's production photos, pre-production photos, makeup test photos, artsy photos, but it's not essays or anything. It is solely photos. And the photos are cool, but yeah. But not a fan of the envelope situation. I would have preferred if they had a way to like recess inside the cover, maybe if they bolstered the cover thickness a bit, and then had the disc just implanted like a normal case as opposed to the slidey situation. But I'll transfer them over to other Blu-ray cases and they'll be fine. So aside from that packaging issue, still cool altogether there. So, HHN stuff. I did open with a sharp object, but I went very shallow on it. So, yeah. Well, it had a bunch of this on top anyway before you even get to any of the product, so we're fine. Alright, let's take them out. So, first things first, looks like they put... Oh, no, this is just one thing. Okay. So, these were a pair of sweatpants, joggers, unisex lounge pants, whatever. But lately, a lot of my, like, what I basically just call pajama pants, they're many years old, and some of them are getting holes and everything, so I've had to throw some away. So I've been replacing them, and these I definitely can't wear while it's still 100 fucking degrees out. But when it gets colder, these Halloween Horror Nights joggers, which are mostly plain black. You got the little logo here, and then on the side you got all of the artwork that's kind of going this year, which is kind of... I'm not big on the Zodiac because I don't believe in astrology, because why the fuck would you? But it has a Zodiac theme because of Dr. Oddfellow, who's the icon this year. But you got some cool stuff. You got some cats, you got some skulls, you got things that say never go alone, but again, I am going alone because my heart was broken over a year ago, almost a year ago, whatever. But it's got some nice detailing here. And everything, the sizes of everything I'm going to show you is small because I just learned this recently, or I assumed people could tell from my videos and photos I post online that I'm a short motherfucker. Or if you saw Tosh.0 and you saw me next to other actors there and stuff, that I'm a short motherfucker. But when I went to GalaxyCon and I posted my photos, there's the photo of myself and Karen Gillan. And Karen Gillan herself is pretty tall. She's like 5'11", 5'10", 5'11", or something. And I'm very much not that height. I am short. But apparently, people who don't know me in real life and haven't been paying close attention to that other stuff, apparently people have been assuming that I'm kind of tall, or at least average height. No, I'm short as fuck. And to those who have asked, has my height hurt my chances with women? Sometimes. Not as often as you'd think. Because there's a whole big thing online of like incels and other dudes being like, oh, women never go for short guys, they only want people who are like 6 feet or whatever. And yeah, there are certainly women who will not go for short guys, especially if they're taller than them. But otherwise, it hasn't been as much of a problem as some other things, like my autism. So just in case anybody was wondering about that. But yeah, these are very thick joggers, that I believe they were called. But they're sweatpants. They're very similar to, nobody watched it, but my unboxing of the Serbian film joggers that I got. Very similar like sweatpant material to that. So probably only going to be wearing them in the winter, but there are those. And next is... Oh, these are socks. Okay, so I like cool socks. That's a thing I like. I no longer own any boring socks whatsoever because all of my socks are basically from this store in the mall called Flashback, or like Spencer's and Hot Topic that have like horror movies or movie theming and stuff like that. So anyway, but I bought 2 different pairs of socks that came out. This one just has a couple things from the houses. So you got Chucky there. Chucky has a house. Stranger Things. There's a Stranger Things house for Season 4. 2 of the years that I've gone, because I've gone 4 previous years, they had one house, I think maybe it was the first year I went, and that house was a combination of Season 1 and Season 2. And then another year I went, it was just a Season 3 exclusive house. That was pretty cool. And this year there's a Season 4 house with Vecna. And then The Last of Us, which is based on the video game, not the TV show. I've watched the TV show, I've never played the game, but from what I hear from my gamer friends, the show is pretty faithful to the game anyway, but different licenses, so yeah. And then the Phantom of the Opera, because there's a Universal Monsters house again, and this one is Phantom of the Opera and Hunchback-centric. And the last one is Dueling Dragons, which is harkens back to a ride that Universal Islands of Adventure used to have, and it was replaced by some Harry Potter stuff. So, cool. And then the other one is these pair of socks that are themed with kind of the same thing on the joggers, with like the Zodiac and Ouija stuff. So you got some skulls, crystal ball, Ouija planchette, cat, psychic astrology stuff. So I like the design, even though I don't like that stuff in real life. Next, I think this is a shirt, probably. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, this is a shirt. So this is, it's blacklight reactive as well. So this is the house shirt. So every year they come up with the shirts that has all or most of the houses of that year, the haunted houses. And Universal Orlando, every year I've gone, has had 10. But it'll have the houses on the back. So much like last year, this one just has on the front the basic logo, and then all of the houses are on the back. So you see you got The Last of Us, Stranger Things 4, Exorcist Believer. It's going to be very interesting to go through the Exorcist Believer house before the movies even come out. Blood Moon Dark Offerings, Oddfellow's Twisted Origins. And Oddfellow, aside from having his own house, I believe Oddfellow is in each and every one of the Scare Zones. I didn't get the Scare Zone shirt just because from years past I don't wear the Scare Zone shirts that often, just personally. Chucky, Darkest Deal, Dueling Dragons, Monsters Unmasked. Did I read off all of them? I think so. Oh, and Yeti Campground Kills. Forgot. There was a Yeti house a couple years ago that was really fun. So I guess this is like the sequel to that, or maybe the prequel, but cool. And yeah, it has like the Hamza hand and the different Zodiac phases of the moon artwork. That is this year's stuff. And then this is another shirt, because I need more shirts, of course. I have so many t-shirts, by the way. If you saw my closet, I have so many fucking t-shirts. I have too many t-shirts for a person who doesn't go anywhere, who never leaves his house except to go to the movies, because I have no place to wear these. Like, the shirt I'm wearing right now is because I went to the office today for work, and so this is a button-down, because I can't wear t-shirts to work. I can wear button-downs, and business casual, even if it's all Halloween-centric like this shirt is, so yeah. But I don't buy enough of these shirts because they're pricey. Pricier than a t-shirt. So, but I have so many t-shirts. I've downgraded some of the t-shirts from Leave the House t-shirts to pajama t-shirts, just so I'd wear them more, because there are some shirts I gravitate to more than others, depending on how much I like them. And then I donated a bunch of shirts that I never wear to Goodwill recently, too. But anyway, still getting more t-shirts, though. This one has, like, a nice, cool stuff. So, on the front, there's this Halloween Horror Nights coffin logo, which is sort of center front. And then the reason I really got it is because of the design on the back, which has a crow, or a raven maybe, and Little Boo. I think this is the first cool shirt that has been very Little Boo centric. So I had to get that because, yeah. And the shirt kind of has, I'm not sure if you can pick it up on camera, but it has a lightly acid wash type finish, not as much as the Clownzilla shirt from the Killer Clowns year or some of the other stuff. And I'm sort of big on like the black acid washed look. I really like that. It's like a nice halfway before it gets to full on tie dye kind of thing. So yeah, but this is mostly like a grayish black. I don't know. I'm colorblind. Fuck it. Don't ask for my opinion on colors or my interpretation of colors. And then the final thing I got, which is the thing that is the most fragile and I always worry about when I order them, but Universal's done a very good job anytime I've bought glassware from them. There was one year that I bought a ton of glasses from them. I got like Back to the Future, which is just a regular ride glass, and then a bunch of Halloween stuff. I got like 2 Texas Chainsaws, a Chucky one, all that stuff. But there's only one glass I wanted this year, and that was, it matches the shirt I just showed you, which is like the little Boo Raven glass here. Do I need more glassware? No, not really. But did I want it? Yes, I did. So, but this is cool. It's got like an evil demonic rat over here, and then we go to Little Boo and the Raven, and then as we go over here, we got like a bat and some more jack-o'-lanterns. I'm really big into jack-o'-lanterns lately. For someone who doesn't carve actual jack-o'-lanterns, I even bought like this like stand-up jack-o'-lantern thing from Michael's recently that I have by my my fireplace. But yeah, they got this bat, and it's just cool. I just liked this artwork. This artwork had very classical, spooky ooky feeling, and then, you know, of course, Little Boo. So, a sip of pumpkin spice. They didn't give me a straw. Aside from being out of chai tea, the Starbucks in the Target I went to was also out of straws. They must have been hit really hard on Labor Day. But, need another sip of that pumpkin spice. So, that is everything I bought that was available on the website that I wanted. There's still a bunch of other... they had a lot of white shirts this year. And I don't like white shirts because they're just too easy to stain. You can see through them. I prefer black and other colors. I'm told I look good in red. I don't know. But they had some Exorcist shirts, but I haven't seen the movie, so I don't even know if I fucking like it. They had Last of Us, but again, I'm not a big gamer or a big video game fan, even though I did very much like the TV show. I thought it had a good, even though it follows a lot of tropes of the zombie genre, it did a really great job of dramatically centering it on the characters and their emotions and their sort of development and their struggles. I really like the character focus on it. It basically did everything that I wanted the Walking Dead TV show to do, being a huge fan of the Walking Dead comic, but that the Walking Dead TV show failed to do. So, yeah. Sorry if anyone's still a fan of The Walking Dead and all of its spin-offs, but the show does not hold a candle to the comic. It should have been more faithful, but they decided not to. So there was a bunch of other merch that was released that I wasn't interested in, that I didn't get. But when I actually go down there, they might have some merch that's just not available on the website. I believe they have like some like comic books because the tribute store is like a comic themed, almost like an EC comic. So there'll probably be some other stuff that I get down there. But yeah, I'm very excited to go to Halloween Horror Nights. It's the first year I'm going alone, but I always have fun when I go there. And getting another Ghost Pepper Twisted Tater. Only one special cocktail I want this year because they were big on fucking pineapple and coconut and passion fruit this year in their cocktails, and I don't like any of that shit. But there's a cold brew cocktail I want there. And there's a cocktail I want at the Dead Coconut Club, which was really fun to go to last year with all the decorations. The really shitty thing about going alone is that I don't have anyone to take pictures of me, so it's just going to be a lot of really bad selfies of me holding my phone out. So the framing and the photos aren't going to be as good that I take of myself this year, but yeah, it is what it is. But I'm looking forward to doing that, so yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching this very rambly unboxing of 2 things that don't really connect together. And I am working on 2 different videos that aren't unboxings that I don't know when I'll be ready to do them. But one is a deep dive on a particular actor's filmography that I've been deep diving this year. And another is kind of similar to my video I made about woke not being a legitimate film criticism. Not in the sense that it's political, but in the sense of it's me just kind of talking through a thesis about a certain subgenre of films that I want to talk about. So I'm not sure when I'll do those. Those might not be till like late September, October, depends on how lazy I am and all that stuff. But thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day. Like, share, subscribe, all the YouTube shit that people ask you to do. But yeah, happy spooky season, everybody. Get yourself some pumpkin. False alarm. It's a day later. I got one more package to unbox. So as I said in the previous part of this video, I buy some of the merch ahead of time to prevent taking up too much of my carry-on luggage, because I don't check baggage. You watched the earlier part, unless you fast-forward to this part. So I mostly do that for Universal stuff. But when I go down to Universal for Halloween Horror Nights, I usually also do a Disney park or 2 or 3. Last year I did 2, the year before that I did 3. This year I'm only doing 1. mainly because I'm not sure how fun riding Disney rides alone is going to be. But also because not much is new since last time, but what is new is the Tron ride at Magic Kingdom. So that's why I'm just doing Magic Kingdom this year to do the Tron ride, and it's also been 2 years since I've been on Haunted Mansion, and that's one of my favorite rides. I have a bunch of Haunted Mansion shit around. Movie was meh, but the recent movie was meh, and I recently for the first time saw the Eddie Murphy version from 20 years ago, which was also meh, but I still love the ride. But Disney doesn't always put all of their merch on their Shop Disney official website. In fact, most of the good stuff they don't. And that's probably why there are so many people with annual passes who buy up all the cool limited edition merch and then they flip it on eBay and Mercari and Poshmark and all of those other sites. But I decided, like, hey, since I'm already buying the Universal stuff to save room in my luggage when I go down there, why don't I just see if there's any Halloween-specific Disney stuff that they've put on the website that I want, so that I can go ahead and get those now, and then when I go down there, they might have exclusive stuff that wasn't on the website, and that stuff can go in my carry-on instead of stuff. So there were a couple things from Disney, and I'm going to unbox those now. Big-ass box that I don't think needs to be this friggin' big, but we'll see. So, I already pre-scored it, so let's see. Oh, yeah, definitely didn't need to be this big. Okay, so I'll start with this, which is just a shirt. And as soon as I figure out where to open the plastic baby choking bag that they put it in. Yeah. As far as like Disney merch goes, when I go to the parks, like I mentioned the pins, and obviously I have pins until my thing filled up. I used to get the pins. I'll still get a pin, even though I have no more room if it's really interesting. Like, I forget if it was last year or the year before that, they had a Jessica Rabbit pin, and since they don't do a lot of Jessica Rabbit stuff, I usually pick up any Jessica Rabbit thing they have. But I did take a Disney animated films class in college, which was one of my favorite classes that I took when I got my film degree. And so because I've done a deep dive into the history of their 2D animated division, a little bit of their 3D animated division, I have a certain appreciation for the history of them, as problematic and fucked up and as it is. But anyway, so I mentioned I like that distressed acid-washed look on a lot of their stuff, and so I saw that they had a Halloween t-shirt that had that kind of look, so I picked that up, and this is their 2023 Happy Halloween shirt. They had it in a bunch of different colors, but it usually depended, like the women's version of the shirt was a different color, and the child versions of the shirt were a different color, but this was like this black acid-washed distressed type of look to it. And I thought, yeah, I like since I'm big into jack-o'-lanterns this year for some reason, I liked the Mickey Mouse jack-o'-lantern that just says Happy Halloween on it. And, you know, me being the person I am, this is a shirt I'd wear in, like, the middle of fucking April. So, so yeah, I saw this and I was like, oh, I like that jack-o'-lantern Mickey design. So, and I like the distressed look to it, so I'm going to get that shirt and, you know, wear it year-round like a crazy person. But so this is one of the Disney-specific Halloween things. I was like, yeah, I like that. Now, as you could probably tell from the Michael's jack-o'-lantern thing and the little Boo throw pillow, even though this isn't, as I said, this isn't really a throw pillow as much as that is. Been getting throw pillows this year. I'm usually not a person who likes throw pillows. In fact, I used to despise throw pillows because I found them to be pointless and ugly. I mean, like, look at this fucking thing. I still have a bunch of throw pillows that were left over from my ex-fiance. I gotta throw away some of these. What I've done is, instead of putting them on the couch or on the bed like most people do with their useless fucking throw pillows, I put them around the perimeter of the couch, and the purpose of that was that I have a leather couch here, and it was to keep Carl, my cat, from scratching it. That never worked, though, because the armrests and the sides of the couch have still been scratched to shit regardless. So I think it's kind of a losing battle at this point. So I should probably just get rid of all these throw pillows that I fucking hate that are just kind of surrounding the perimeter doing nothing. But Halloween throw pillow. So, I saw they had a Mickey Disney Halloween throw pillow that had a jack-o'-lantern design, much like the shirt, and it was sort of fitting my vibe. And I kind of like having the Halloween pillows on the couch to keep a little flair, a little whatever of Halloween. Which, yeah, some people put Halloween decorations out for Halloween, like normal people. But me, my Halloween decorations are just year-round home decor, because that's how I roll. It's like that little girl from the little TikTok or Vine video that says it's always Halloween in my soul. That is me. So, ooh, this is nice and soft, actually. Ooh, I like this. Anyway, never mind, just feeling up my new pillow off camera here. But it kind of matches the shirt, this throw pillow of Halloween. Welcome to Halloween night with the Mickey, and it says Wicked Spooky at the bottom there. It's got a nice little sheen to it. This is like a fuzzy, not fuzzy, but it's like a soft, not fleece, but it has an interesting texture here, as opposed to the regular part. Like the back of the pillow is just nothing. It just feels like a Naga hide pillow there. It's very plushy. But the front with the orange here is very smooth. You got a couple spooky ghosts there. The lettering is raised, especially the night here in Halloween night. But I really like how soft the pumpkin, the Mickey jack-o'-lantern feels. So this will be on my couch year-round with all of my other jack-o'-lantern shit that's going to go on my couch. And I wonder why I don't do better with women. Okay, so... and then the last thing I got, it's also a bunch of fucking, like, paper or whatever. This, I don't think is Halloween specific in terms of... I don't think it's only sold for Halloween. My guess is this is a year-round merch thing that Disney would have. But when I clicked on the Disney collection, the Disney Halloween collection on Shop Disney, they did list this. And as I mentioned previously, my love of the Haunted Mansion ride, I saw that they had this, and like I previously mentioned earlier in this video, when I showed off the Halloween Horror Nights joggers, I've been picking up new pajama pants to replace the old pajama pants that have like holes and have been worn for too long, and I needed some fresh stuff. So I got Haunted Mansion PJ pants. So they have kind of this like detailing here with the stripes and the sort of like tealish color that goes with the Haunted Mansion. This kind of looks like a little snake or dragon, whatever that is, embroidery there. And then on the here, we've got the Haunted Mansion logo there, the little insignia that says Haunted Mansion. And these are a lighter material than... Actually, the pants themselves feel heavy, which might just be like all different tags and shit on them. But the material itself isn't thick. It's like a light PJ pants material. The inside, as you can see, is like not colored or anything. So these are more like year-round PJ pants. The material does feel heavy and not particularly breathable, even though it feels light to the touch. So I'm not sure if this is a summer pant. This might be more like the rest of the year, spring, fall kind of stuff. But yeah. I didn't have any Haunted Mansion PJ pants, so I got Haunted Mansion lounge pants, and that was cool. So, yeah, the one thing so there's two major, like, year-round horror rides that Disney has. There's Haunted Mansion in Magic Kingdom, as far as Disney World I'm speaking of, not Disneyland, which I've never been to in California. There's Haunted Mansion, which is in Magic Kingdom, and there's the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, or the Hollywood Tower Hotel. And they put a lot of Haunted Mansion merch on the official website if you're not going to the parks. And also, like, Spirit Halloween's website, they have their own Haunted Mansion stuff, too. So it's very easy to get Haunted Mansion merch of various types, even if you don't go to the actual park. With the Tower of Terror, you pretty much have to go to the park for their merch. They only have, like, the one gift shop that's attached to it, and that's not Disney Hollywood Studios, formerly MGM Studios. It's not in Magic Kingdom. So, yeah, you have to go there, because they don't put a lot of the Tower of Terror stuff on the website, for whatever reason. But I didn't get it at Disney, but for a Christmas present one year, again, my ex-fiancée, back when she still liked me, she had gotten me the black Tower of Terror robe, which is really warm, and I wear that in the winter sometimes. And there's a couple other things. I have a door hanger from Tower of Terror that I have on my home office door. There's a couple other like little things. I've gotten a couple shirts from there, mostly from like the outlet, but they don't have a lot of merch. I think years and years ago when the ride first opened, they had like slippers, and I've always wanted the slippers, but they don't really have those all that often. So yeah, so earlier in this video you had Severin and you had Hollywood Horror Nights, or Halloween Horror Nights rather, and this was just the 3 Disney things that I got before my trip. And yeah, I'm going on the trip next week, a week from today, actually, from when I'm recording this, and I'm sure I'll get more stuff then. Probably won't do an unboxing of my luggage video, but I might post pictures on my various socials. So yeah, once again, like, share, subscribe, follow me on all the things, all that good stuff. Take care, everybody. Bye.